Hello, my name is Malcolm Jackson. Tonight, I'll be bringing you some vital information for your everyday life. You're wondering, what am I going to talk about in these 8 to 10 seconds? Well, something that's been a talk for a while, weed. Why is it illegal? And why is it so important that we make it legal? Or, not to say why we should make it legal, but why it isn't legal and why they made it illegal. So, the first question that pops up to my mind is, why did it become illegal in the first place? Whose bright idea was it? I'm not saying I'm a pothead, but you know, everybody smokes weed. I mean, you see it everywhere. If you're going to a party, you might smoke it yourself. I'm not going to say I smoked it because I'm in the military, and if somebody that's in the military sees this video, then they're going to be like, "Oh, you're good." But the question, why did weed become illegal? Well, to answer that question, I bring you to the Mexican Revolutionary War that was fought in the early 1900s. After that war was fought, it brought upon immigrants from Mexico into Texas, as far as Louisiana and some in California. Uh, just like today, people don't like immigrants coming into the U.S. without knowledge of who they are, what customs and courtesies do they incorporate. So, because there was such an increase of immigrants in here, a lot of the early settlers, they became scared. They didn't know who these Hispanics were. They didn't accept them the way they didn't accept a lot of the early immigrants back in the time, being that they abolished opium back in the day because of some reason. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is weed. So the Mexicans, they brought their language, their customs, and one of the customs that they brought was their use of cannabis, aka marijuana. They call cannabis marijuana, when no J, but an Huana. Yes, you get the point. Um, no, the Mexicans did not introduce the world to marijuana. Marijuana has been here since the Indians have been here. It's been used in medicine and it's now being used as medicine to help people who actually need it. The media really did take its toll into making weed illegal. I say that because after the Mexican Revolution, a lot of people, yes, they were scared. They made propaganda that put the people against the use of weed, not knowing that they had weed in their medicine cabinets. And they used weed because the Indians taught them the essence of using weed and what it does to your body. Um, Part of the propaganda is that they called them destructive and that when they smoked it, they became dangerous. And they wanted to keep tabs on these new immigrants because they didn't want it to become a problem. They wanted to control everything that came about in America, and they wanted to get what they want. So, in the 1930s, actually 1937, or yeah, 1937 to be exact, there were claims being made that these colored men were attacking. They were attacking the white woman and soliciting, trying to solicit them for sex, and that the weed was making them violent. That caused the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937, which banned the use and sales of marijuana. With that, it was later replaced by the Controlled Substance Act. I know it kind of sounds like Barack Obama, trying to take some of his stuff off, but later it was replaced with that in the 1970s. One of the main role players in the Controlled Substance Act was Richard Nixon. When the Controlled Act came into effect, they made a ranking system named by schedules. Uh, Schedule 1 being the most dangerous and potential for addiction, which is the highest level. I'm sorry. President Nixon fought to keep it in that category while it was contested by a lot of people during that time. Nobody wanted to give access to what we're doing today to these people or to anybody because that negative propaganda fed into a lot of Americans around this time, and it made everyone basically say, okay, well, weed is dangerous. I mean, honestly, I personally don't think weed is dangerous. It hasn't killed anybody. Doing my research, I did not see any death caused by weed as opposed to alcohol and other hard drugs. So, my next question is, when did weed actually take its rise into power? And why is weed such a hot topic today, tomorrow, and in the present until it's legal? Well, in 1996, California made history by becoming the first state to allow medical marijuana, or medicinal marijuana, however you want to put it, and it caused a chain reaction. Since then, 24 states and Washington, D.C. has joined forces with California to making the use of medical marijuana legal. See, after them, in 1998, Alaska, Oregon, and Washington also joined that medical marijuana usage and making it legal. 1999, Maine. In 2000, Colorado, Hawaii, and Nevada joined forces. 2004 was Vermont and Montana. Rhode Island joined in 2006. New Mexico, 2007. Michigan in 2008. 2010, Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, New Jersey, and Arizona. 2011, Delaware and Connecticut. Well, I scratched that. Delaware and Massachusetts, I'm sorry. Connecticut was in 2012. In 2013, went for Illinois and New Hampshire. 2014 was Maryland, Minnesota, New York, and so far in 2016, Pennsylvania is the only one that's joined the league of legal marijuana or medicinal marijuana. Of those 24 states, the only states that actually made recreational weed legal would be Alaska, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. More states are to follow: DC, California, Nevada, all making it to where recreational weed is legal. As far as I know, I don't see a problem with it. I don't. Again, it's the negative propaganda that the media is portraying to us American citizens. Um, and that whole list of the states joining the medicinal marijuana was from the medicinal marijuana page. Um, so, fun fact: Pennsylvania made it legal for you to carry 2 ounces and 6 plants in your possession. That's pretty cool. But with the legalization of weed, it's brought in a revenue of over 2.5 million last year, or excuse me, 2.7 billion dollars. That's a lot of money. With the rising rates, if all 50 states would just legalize weed. I'm sorry, it sounded a little deep on it. But if they would legalize weed, that would bring in $35 billion a year by 2020. That's a lot of money. That will get us out of a lot of debt. And honestly, I don't see a problem with weed. It's being idolized by a lot of a lot of celebrities. I mean, Bob Marley. You see movies, Pineapple Express. They're idolizing weed to make it a good thing. I don't see what's the problem with it. I thank you for watching, and I say yes to weed. I don't know about everybody else, but I say yes to weed. Thank you. Have a nice day.